So you feel that nobody understands you, and you feel you're frustrated about people not understanding the business the way you do. Here I'm talking about your business partners and your key department heads. Well, then this video is for you. My name is Hardik and I am your management consultant helping your business propel and grow. Keep watching this video right till the end and I will tell you how to go about this scenario. Welcome back. So people don't understand you. People don't see the business the way you see it. And therefore, they cannot get their way around the solution that you're recommending. Are you frustrated? If yes, this is what you need to do. Point number one, define the roles. I do that with my business partner. And I'll tell you why we do that. Most often than not, whenever we are trying to convince our business partner or a key department head on something, think about it. You're actually not trying to solve the problem, but you're trying to sell them your version of solution. And let me tell you this, guys, we may not be always right. We should be arriving at a solution of the problem, and as long as we do that, we are good. Defining the role means there are things that she will take care of and there are things that I will take care of. To give you an example, in our business, I take care of operations and the consulting spectrum and how the consultant should go about giving their solutions. Whereas my business partner, Fawzia Sheikh, she takes care of finance and back office operations. So when it comes to problems with finance and back office operations, she will tell me the problem and she may ask for suggestions, and I have the rights to only give suggestions but not push my solution. So the ownership lies with one particular person, and that's where the concept of democracy and to arrive at a solution is destroyed. Therefore, eliminating the conflicts. When conflicts are eliminated, one person takes the decision on the solution and moves ahead. It is far more smoother and beneficial. Point number two, calibrate on the problem. Now, why that? Because the solution that you are talking about and your partner is not willing to accept is the solution that you've constructed after understanding the problem in a certain way and the constraints related to that in a certain way. Now, chances are your understanding and his understanding is very different, and therefore the solutions are very different. There was a client of mine who was irritated about delayed orders, and he was just going on and on with his business partner on why the purchases are not made on time. And his partner said, well, it does not impact anything because the deliveries are going on time, and tell me where the deliveries are failures. Now, upon investigation, we realized that my client's business partner was making the purchase at the 10th hour. Why? Because he didn't know what orders were going to come. And therefore, he chose to not purchase in advance and keep it in the stock and therefore block money. Now, my client wanted the purchases to happen in advance so that the amount spent on making the purchase at the nth hour is reduced, because obviously if you purchase it at the end and you want quick deliveries, you end up paying higher. Now, my client had never mentioned to his partner that while I want purchases to go on, the orders to go on time, I also want the raw material purchase cost to be this, whatever that number is. Now, if this calibration is not done, the solution that the partner came up with is, as long as the orders are going on time, it doesn't matter at the cost at which I purchase the raw material, because the finished goods are going on time. I'm good. But the partner didn't like it because he was looking at the cost parameter also, which wasn't communicated. So calibrate on the problem. Here is a way in which you could calibrate on the problem. Write down the problems on a piece of paper and write down the parameters that you want right while solving that problem, and ask your business partner to do the same thing, and then exchange your papers so that you understand the problem very, very well and you understand the problem similarly. That will help you solve the problem and avoid conflicts. Point number three, and this is the most crucial one and something that everybody does in a conflict conversation. And understand this, people are never a problem. People are simply the carriers of the solution that can make the problem get resolved. What I normally see in a conflict situation is people making statements like, you never do this, you is the problem, right? And he knows that I am not the problem, so he will start defending himself because the statement is such, you are not doing this, so you technically becomes a problem. Now the moment you do this, you are diverting the whole focus on asking that person to justify his own might, his own professional behavior and his responsibility. And if the conversation goes in that direction, well, my friend, nothing is going to work. So concentrate on the problem and say, hey, this is what is not happening. How can we resolve it? If you keep the discussion to that, you will come up with a solution far earlier. Point number 4. Because I told you in point number 3 that the objective is to find a solution and not to blame each other. Now let's take the first portion. The objective is to arrive at a solution of the problem. You want the solution, your business partner or the department head also wants a solution. But you will have to drop one thing. You will have to drop your love for the solution that you have constructed. Because what is important is that there is a solution that everybody is willing to work on. What is not important is that your solution gets accepted as a solution that people work on. So drop your solution, don't try and convince people. Attempt to arrive at the solution. The more you are convinced about your own solution, the more you are going to attempt to sell it. Go in the discussion with an objective to construct a solution together, and you are going to be giving as much information required to arrive at a solution. Arrive at the solution, don't convince people on your solution. Point number 5. This is a very, very important point to achieve the objective. And this should never be compromised. While you go about doing this negotiation and you come up with a solution, hopefully, make sure that you set a rule for approvals and review. Just like the example I stated before, where the cost was also to be taken into consideration while you take the time at which the raw materials are purchased. If the cost is still slightly higher than what was earlier estimated, there needs to be an approval so that all the partners still remain together and there is no such question that is raised in the next meeting that, oh, you know what, you purchased before time but it wasn't as much as it was required because the cost was still high. So decide on rules of approval that if the cost has to be 10 rupees and if it is 11 rupees, we will do an approval. A range would be really well. So 10 to 15 rupees, no problem. Anything beyond 15 rupees, let's discuss and make sure that this scenario is understood. That is called approval rule. The second rule that you must have is the rule for review. It is important to see whether the solution has worked or not worked. So you set up a rule that after every 2 weeks or after every week or after every month, we are going to review this solution again and see if it is working well. During the review, the idea is to fine-tune the solution and to make it even better. The idea is not to say, I told you, mate, this is not going to work. My solution was the best. That's not the idea. The idea is to take the solution, investigate and see whether it has worked or not worked, and see if you can fine-tune that further to make it even more sharper. My dear friends, these 5 points are a means and arsenal to make sure that the conflict conversations are eased out and the focus is on a solution. These are skills that you must acquire as you grow your company. They are not easy to come by, but if you practice consistently, you will get them. Assuming there are burning issues in your organization right now and you as partners are not able to arrive at a common solution, there is another way in which you could do this. That is involving a third party, and that's where we come and play. We at Propel help consult companies like yourself to arrive at solutions on various aspects of the business. We understand the nerves of how and what makes a business successful. If you want to know more about how we could help you solve your business problems, all you need to do is simply say a hi on this number flashing on your screen and we will come back to you. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please hit a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and share it with your friends, because it is only by sharing that we can make a fantastic growing business community around us. Keep propelling.